I want to talk about the police, who I am a supporter of, and of course, obviously, we all are. We would be in big trouble without the police. But
not necessarily.
Okay, well, let's go there. Because
Well,
I want to show pictures first, and then I want to show some of the pictures of the Boston police. Okay, look at this. I mean, if this is what you have, why don't you invade a country? Show some of the other ones. I mean, go up to Canada, take their oil. Look at these. These are half tracks. I don't care what you might want to call it, an urban assault vehicle, but this country is becoming a police state, and it is very troubling to me.
Well, some Americans would say it's always been a police state. So in New York, we have people who are upset about stop and frisk, stopping black and brown men and frisking them. But there are other New Yorkers who say, oh no, I'd rather have stop and frisk than have stop and mug. And so we've never come to any agreement about whether the police are here to protect and serve, and who do they protect and serve. So if you and I walk down the street, we may have a completely different experience of the police. The problem is now that the police are beginning to act more like the military, you know, out after enemy combatants.
Militarized.
We all
They never
become
used to look
enemies.
like that.
Well, yeah, that's right. Look, I mean, the police, in the era of terror, the police are a paramilitary organization. Right. That said, this is an ancient debate. This is about freedom versus security. And it is in tension, and that is as it should be. So it's AP citizenship, folks. We debate what the proper balance is.
But we're not
and in the immediate weight of Boston bombing, I think that's appropriate response.
Yeah, and also, let's also be fair.
Really?
Well, let's also be fair. We don't see that every single day. That's not like you see that walking down Main Street every single day. What we saw was a federal response immediately after a horrific bombing. So let's just make sure that we're being completely transparent about it, Bill.
Okay,
that's not what we see every day on Main Street.
We don't see it every day on Main Street. However,
to,
we're letting many of our civil liberties just
well,
fall right into
just to put it in perspective, the British police don't even carry guns, let alone have tanks.
But the British police,
we kick their ass. But, you know, our police.
But in downtown London, you have a ring of cameras almost every 30 feet. So there's a balance there.
And we don't.
Ours is shaped as in an oval.
Right.
And it's outside of Lord and Taylor on Boyle.
The reason that I think we are in a police state. I don't think the response to the bomber was any indication. I think it's the fact that we have cameras and where our phones are being tracked and our cars are being tracked. Is that we must want this. I mean, this must be something we want.
Or are we moving from if we're in a police state, are we now moving to a military state?
But look at this. I mean, look how quickly they were able to find these two suspects because of, quite frankly, the big brother techniques that we have in place. I mean, so there's a balance here. And the question that comes philosophically is, are we willing to be able to sacrifice some of our civil liberties?
We already have.
Look, this is the debate, freedom versus security. But to all of a sudden fast forward and say we're living in George Orwell's world isn't true. And that's just fundamentally false. If the law enforcement hadn't caught these folks, we'd be talking about Keystone Cops.
Right.
Instead, those same people are talking about police.
But wait a second. Just to put it in perspective. England, cops, no guns. Germany, a place where, you know, they haven't been afraid of violence exactly in the past. In 2011, the police from the whole country fired 85 bullets. 49 of them were warning shots. Now show the clip. I want to show this tape. This is the cops firing into the boat where the kid was hiding. Okay, to me that's out of hand.
And the boat is ruined.
First of all, the boat is totally ruined. But I was just talking to Don Borelli up front about how I agree that we shouldn't have given this kid his Miranda rights because he probably had information. We wanted to take him alive. Do we all agree with that? There could have been bombs out there, there could have been accomplices. So we want to take him alive. If you agree with that, then what the cops did there was unprofessional.
Bill,
that's called contagious fire. If you have training, I don't think you should be... That's a good point. How can one thing be true and not the other?
No, I'm not saying that, but let's put this in context. I mean, this was in Watertown, Massachusetts. He was on the loose, and then they wanted to obviously catch this person before he did any more harm.
Catch him.
Kill him. Catch him. Do whatever you
No, not kill him. Not kill him. We've seen 1,000 movies. I want him alive. He has information. He had information. And he was just lying in the boat. They knew that. They put that grenade up there. He wasn't moving. It's ridiculous. It's out of control.
I'm sorry.
Finally, you're taking responsibility for this, Congressman. Please,
I get excited.
My final question. See, Jimmy, you actually were much better at these serious issues than we gave you credit for. My final question is, okay,